Shit, what's this podcast called?
Discourse of Human Events.
The discourse is just crazy.
Everything's okay, I'm just trying to act my age. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. I wanna look.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Flashlight.
Alright.
Alright.
What's the topic?
So the first thing that came across my newsfeed a while, it was probably like a week ago, so it might be an old story, but I feel like it's worth mentioning.
Okay.
Is a woman killed her husband shooting through an encyclopedia. Now get this, they were making like a video, like a TikTok or something.
Oh, really? Okay.
But what she used to shoot through the encyclopedia was a Desert Eagle.
Oh, that's like a really powerful one, right?
It's literally the biggest caliber pistol.
Handgun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not only was it a pistol, it was the biggest you could try this with. Also, like, I wonder what letter they used. Which encyclopedia? Was it like Z? Or did they use like S or T?
At least you didn't go, okay, I'm going to use a flamethrower. Lock it with this encyclopedia.
Also, you'd think you would, like, test that before you used, like, the human subject.
You would think so.
But you're already doing some dumb shit, so I guess not.
So it was a TikTok.
I believe it's been a while since I read it, but it was for some kind of internet video, YouTube or TikTok.
So, a couple questions. One, is she being sentenced for manslaughter or murder?
You know what? I don't know. I think it was early. Let me see. Let me look up the article. Woman shoots husband. That probably brings up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
With
Wonder why.
Desert Eagle.
Desert Eagle?
A Desert Eagle. I think I put Desert Eagle in here too.
It's boyfriend, not husband.
That was not a very intricate detail. Oh, she's like young.
Really?
Well, I would imagine if she's
Second degree manslaughter.
shooting people.
See, at that level of, like...
19-year-old. You wanted to make a YouTube video.
Like, it seems like she could have had a plan. Like, it's hard to believe someone's that stupid. To do it with never testing.
Hey, let's try this out.
And she fired from only a foot away.
From 1 foot.
Yeah, he was holding the book up to his chest. And she was a
Jesus.
foot away.
I hope they get a lot of likes.
I like how they put this, Perez, the boyfriend.
No, that's the girlfriend.
Or Ruiz, sorry. Ruiz died from a single gunshot wound to the chest. Yeah, no shit. You got shot with a Desert Eagle from a foot away. Like, my God.
It'd be surprising if it was pneumonia a week later.
Shocker.
Jeez.
They set up a GoPro on the back of the car and put another camera on a nearby ladder.
And allegedly it was his idea, but he's not here to say whether or not it was.
Yeah, I would be like, that was all his idea.
To be fair, if it's a man and a woman and it's a dumb idea, I'd probably say it's probably the guy.
Oh, yeah. It actually says, had practiced shooting books and showed off that a bullet did not penetrate in order to convince Perez. So the boyfriend had practiced it before.
Oh, do you think it's a vengeance story? Like, he really doesn't like his girlfriend, but he wants to die?
No, I think he just might be dumb.
No, they have a 3-year-old daughter, and she is pregnant with their second child.
Yeah, I think it just
He wanted a way out.
might be a case of not being smart.
She's got hang on, go to the she has 6 months in jail and 10 years supervised probation.
That's actually not that bad for killing a guy.
Well, when the person set you up to do this, I can see that not, like, second degree is
She also called 911. It's not like she tried to hide
If I
it.
knew I'd only get 6 months for something, I could make some. There are some people I would arrange some accidents.
Hey, Chloe, let's try this new thing out.
Chloe's too smart.
Let me show you
She's like, what are you, stupid?
these telephone books.
Swear, what's the worst that could happen? It's just insane that it's a desert eagle.
Chloe wouldn't buy that you were trying to grow an online audience. That's the first strain.
She knows how hard we try because we're on this podcast. Not hard at all.
She's like, what the fuck are you talking
That's the whole reason they were doing this, was try to do a stunt to grow their online following for their YouTube channel.
Okay, so Desert Eagle has a .5 caliber. What is a normal, like, Glock caliber?
I don't know. I don't know how they...
Glock.
That's what I'm looking up right now.
It's 22, I think. 45?
That's millimeter, but what's a .5?
That is the caliber of the Desert Eagle.
Yeah, I know. How do you compare a .5? What does that mean compared to 22 millimeters? I know what 22 millimeters
Well, I think
is.
that might be .22.
This might be... Glock is a little too
Okay.
vague. Cause they have
Yeah,
a
I
lot
think the number is might be the caliber. I don't know.
Okay. I'm saying that I
That's
think
a
they
good
have different
question.
ways of measuring them.
Glock caliber bullet.
Glock 45.
So, okay. .5
It's .4 caliber.
caliber.
What is the millimeter then?
It says 9mm ammunition originates in Europe, whereas 40 caliber was invented in the United States. Depends on where it is.
Oh, so
And the ammunition
Yeah.
is measured by the bullet's diameter, which is known as the caliber.
yeah, I knew it was that, but I didn't realize the millimeter and caliber were
Okay,
different
so
in Europe and
A
U.S.
.5 caliber
Yeah, like
is
the US is gonna start using
12.7
millimeter.
millimeters.
Say that
I found,
again?
Like a 50 caliber
Mm-hmm.
is 12.7 millimeters,
Okay.
and then like the typical handgun, they call it a 9
9
millimeter. right?
millimeter. Yeah. That's what we just saw in here. Is Europe calls it the 9 millimeter, where we call it it would be a 4 caliber or 40.
Caliber.
Once again, we have to have our own measuring.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it seems like all of them do both for bullets, maybe.
Yeah, because they sell all around the world, so I think they have both on the way.
So just think, a 357 Magnum is really powerful, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be 357 caliber, right? Is that what it would be?
No, what is that? 357.
Look, because see, at 0.357 inches and 9 millimeters is just a matter of 0.06 millimeters.
So it's 9.07 millimeters. It's smaller than the Desert Eagle by a lot.
But it's smaller than a
Another
Glock as well.
And
Just
that Glock
depends.
is exactly 9 millimeters, isn't it? Or no?
No. I'm saying a 357 Magnum then has a smaller caliber than a 9 millimeter then.
But I don't think it's just about the caliber, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the size
'cause-
of the bullet. It's
True.
also the pressure they're putting
The
into
bang,
it.
which I would assume what a 357 is different about.
Yeah, and they said that only differs by 0.06 millimeters. So, but like comparing a 0.5 to a 0.4.
Yeah,
That's a
so it's
huge
a
difference.
whole
Podcast got really nerdy with people that don't even know anything about guns.
it's a whole 10 calibers up. Yeah, right. Well, I just wanted to see, like, I knew they said like the Desert Eagle is basically the biggest caliber pistol, but I didn't really what is the comparison?
Mm.
So how many millimeters is 0.5 calibers?
Good question.
We just
I don't
said
know.
that. It's 12.7.
Oh,
Oh,
12.7. You
okay.
did say that. That's right.
So yeah, that's a huge ass difference. Because that's just the diameter of the bullet. That's huge.
Yeah. Which means it just blasts right through it.
Why would they? I don't understand. Like, she was only a foot away.
Which also means, like, they owned a fucking Desert Eagle.
It's an expensive gun.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's made in Israel?
Well, that's the desert.
Yeah, you know what? This all adds up.
Got you there.
The largest
Yeah,
center-fire cartridge of any magazine-fed self-loading pistol.
Yeah.
That's the definition for it.
Yeah, made by the Israel Military Industries. Which makes sense.
That's awesome. So anyways, that was the first thing I had. I thought that was an interesting
Okay.
story.
Wait, just one more thing. You think the Jews over in Israel were like, we need to make sure the Arabs can't like, just sew an encyclopedia to their chest.
We need to make this encyclopedia proof.
Their military training is pretty intense, and everybody goes into the military there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what's could have happened though is maybe the guy did test it on like a T-sized encyclopedia, so like thick, and they're like, okay, now we're going to use the Q. It's like half the thickness.
Yeah, all it says here is that he practiced shooting books and showed off one that a bullet did not penetrate. So out of all of the books that he shot, only one did the bullet not go all the way through.
And who knows what distance he tried it at compared to her. He also put the thing against his chest and she shot him. So it's not like she held it up through the book and shot. Because he was still going to feel, if somehow he didn't die, he was going to be severely injured no matter what with it up against his chest and that pressure, right, of the bullet hitting the book.
I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't crack something.
Oh yeah, it'd probably break a rib or bruise a rib. So Nick, for the discourse, I got this sweet idea that we should try it here in December.
Yeah, I'll shoot you
immediately.
I'll shoot you with a. He's locked in. All right,
Nicole, you want to get on this?
I'll stab somebody.
Since this was, .5 caliber or 50 caliber, I guess as they say. Let's move on to the next story. Is an anti-abortion lady was found with 5 fetuses in her home.
Why?
Good question.
Yeah, apparently wasn't it like a smell or something that got people wondering what was going on?
Why did she have the fetuses though? Did we ever find that out?
You showed me the story.
Was it I was wondering if she raided like a place with it and used it to like show like what they looked like.
I don't think they know yet.
So to scare people. That would be my guess.
That's what I would think.
Yeah, I don't think
they said they're still investigating it.
The encounter was live streamed on Facebook. My God, what was that?
The world's different these days, man.
Yeah, but it was an anonymous tip that said she had biohazardous materials in her home, and so they raided it.
Yeah, they literally had no idea why she had them so far. Maybe she was making some kind of new...
Good soup.
Good soup. That's where I was headed with the joke. You just beat me to it. No, that was a good one. We'll accept that. Or maybe she thought she'd get like special powers from eating them.
I don't know. If she's an anti-abortion person, maybe she was like performing last rites before they went to Jesus or something. I don't know.
Oh God, you're probably right. I think actually the first thing I said is probably most likely is she was using them as like a scare tactic to show people what fetuses look like. Like that was her end goal.
That's probably a good guess.
That's what I would assume.
Maybe she just has a weird sense of decoration.
Anti-abortion people freak me out. They're just so weird because they don't.
Just gonna epoxy the fetus and hang it up.
They don't support anything else except forced pregnancy and forced birth. Did you see that there's a state that's saying even in ectopic pregnancies there's no abortions allowed in the whole state? So they're like, "Fuck you, go die."
I don't even know what that meant.
So
which state?
I'd have to look it up. I just saw it.
What was?
I mean, technically, you can still do it federally, so. You still can.
So go fuck
they
yourself.
Just make it really difficult.
That made it sound like you were peeing on the podcast there. You're taking a leak?
What's happening here?
Yes.
Yeah, an ectopic pregnancy is like, I believe it is when it gets stuck in your tube.
Yeah.
And it grows inside of the
it's
tube.
It's going to kill the woman, probably.
And basically what happens is as the baby gets bigger, the tubes are
inside a fallopian tube instead of the uterus?
Yeah, it sort of gets caught there and implants there, and so eventually the fallopian tubes would burst and kill you.
Weird. What was it called again?
An ectopic pregnancy.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah. That's why I said it like anti-abortion.
They got a name for everything.
Weirds me out. It's actually very common. It's just you have to have like. That's because they don't have any other term for it. It's always called an abortion.
Well, just call it a tube pregnancy.
Yeah, a fallopian pregnancy.
You gotta make it all confusing.
Yeah.
A woman gonna die tube pregnancy.
This is because somebody discovered it or something, and they're like, we gotta name this.
Ectopic. It sounds sophisticated.
Yeah, right? Why do they always do that? Like, they make everything so complicated for, like,
what
laymen.
the word ectopic means.
Yeah, actually, what does that mean?
Oh, it's Missouri. Missouri just put forth the bill that
It
would
only
ban
has something
abortion
to do with
for ectopic
pregnancy.
pregnancies.
Doesn't surprise me.
Maybe if I put in the word meaning.
And they're trying
That'd
to
probably help.
they're trying to enforce the death penalty if you get an
okay.
abortion.
It means in an abnormal place or position.
So that can describe multiple variations of that.
Yeah,
it's
can
not
have an
just fallopian
ectopic
tube
kidney.
ones.
Yeah, and they're trying to kill you for not killing yourself for having the baby.
It's called ectopic because they turn into ectoplasm after a while. Because I'm a scientist and I know how it works.
Maybe you should run for office.
Speaking of ectoplasm in our body, the other thing I had and I felt like we needed to discuss is the fact that they did a study and found that 80% of people that they tested had microplastics in their blood. So we are turning into plastic people.
Surprising.
It's not surprising, but it's not good, right?
Well, we'll soldier on.
Someone was saying, is this how we become immortal? Like we eventually just become part plastic?
We are the non-biodegradables.
Right? Think of that, though. If in the future, like, our skin and stuff is literally part plastic, maybe that would.
I mean, I'm drinking edible glitter, so I'm probably not the person to talk to.
Well, it's mostly the brain. I don't know how much plastic is in the brain.
Yeah. It's like how much organs and brain are affected. But you know what? If it's in your blood, it's going everywhere, man.
It's in my blood,
There's
man.
like a barrier, right? I forget what they call that.
The blood-brain barrier?
Yeah, some membrane.
But that's just for your brain. Everything else it can get through.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm just wondering, like, that means it must be in the air or the drinking water, most likely just in the air at this point.
No, I think it's just, like, everything is made of plastic. Right? Like, if you drink from a water bottle, you're probably getting just a tiny bit of plastic on you in there.
True. And that's why they say don't drink, like, the whatever kind of water bottles.
If you're juggling something and you
BPA.
need a third hand, you might just take something and shove it in your mouth, and it might be a plastic thing.
It's probably true.
Yeah, those Starbucks stirrers.
Yeah. Well, see, look, I got a bottle of water right here next to me, and it's not BPA free, so I'm probably getting more plastic in my blood right now.
Oh, good lord.
I'm trying to become better in the plastic division.
Didn't they say that was like getting into babies for like pregnant women?
Yes, they tested and babies were getting it. Like
we're
being
gonna
born
have
with
plastic
microplastics. Do you think our longevity will go down?
I think you would have seen it by now, right?
I don't know.
80-year-olds now should have plastic in them.
But they're not going to have as much as people who, were born 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, the plastic just keeps on increasing, so it's going to be more and more.
But so does our healthcare get better.
And our healthcare gets worse and worse.
But Zach,
no, healthcare
we also
coverage
weed out the
gets
people
worse.
that can't handle plastic in their blood. This is Darwinism at work.
We're doing it. We're doing the thing. Alright, speaking of plastic in the brain, that might be the worst transition.
I can't.
We have to talk about, just because it happened, the Will Smith slap heard around the world. I know you know about it, even though you don't follow these kind of things.
I did not know about that.
But that was said everywhere, seen everywhere, memed everywhere.
Yeah, that is so much more media attention than the war in Ukraine. And that could called World War III or Nuclear Armageddon, but I mean, Will Smith slapped a guy.
That's an Armageddon on itself. That would be
think?
a great joke if he was even in Armageddon. It was pretty wild, though, right? Like, that was pretty insane.
Yeah. Do you think it's staged?
No, not at all.
I do.
You're so cynical with those things.
I know, but I do. But, I mean, they had the same thing a couple years ago where it was they called the wrong people on stage for the best picture, and then they called up the real winners, and it went viral.
Yeah.
And then no one cared about the Oscars again. And now I feel like they had to top themselves. But every party benefits, right?
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. Chris Rock and Will Smith are huge names now.
Yeah.
I mean, they already were, but, you know.
They could offer him the best Oscar. Like, hey, you want to be an Academy Award winner? All you got to do is slap a guy. Right?
Isn't he already?
His tickets are insanely priced, now. I don't know. They're 10 times what they were.
Did he not win an Academy Award before?
Not the Oscars. No, this was his first one.
No.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's one thing every actor strives for, right?
Yeah.
And he just so happened to get it when he slapped a guy.
Are you sure that was his first one? I thought maybe he got one for 7 pounds or something like that.
Nope, it was a really big thing that this was his first one.
Yeah, or Pursuit of Happiness.
Nope.
Because
the same thing happened to Leonardo DiCaprio. He just won one 2 years ago, and it was his first one after all of his films.
Yeah, but DiCaprio wasn't as well liked as Will Smith.
But he was in. All of the movies that he was in.
Yeah, but it's just a popularity contest. Right. It's not really about the movie that much.
Okay.
I mean, it probably is his first, but that's wild. It was really weird, though, that 10 minutes afterwards he did just accept his award. I do think you're right, and
the Wikipedia of Will Smith.
A lot of things that we see are manufactured. I don't feel like this one was manufactured, especially because I've watched and heard other celebrities talk about them talking to Chris Rock afterwards and how they're like, this definitely wasn't staged.
Well, if he said it, then obviously it wouldn't work, right? No one would watch the Oscars again. The same thing, everyone's like, oh, they come up with all these stories about how they didn't manufacture the little mistake a few years ago. Of course, if they came up with yeah, we totally, it was easy to do.
Yeah, true.
It needs to be hard to believe that they faked it. Otherwise, everyone would know they faked it, right?
I mean, you're not wrong, and they are actors, obviously, so...
Okay, yeah, this was his first win. He had been nominated.
Oh, okay. He'd been nominated.
You all didn't believe me just for me telling you?
We wanted to see the facts.
I had the facts.
He was nominated, never won. He just so happened to win when he went up and slapped a guy and gave the Oscars the most attention they've had in probably 20 years.
It is sus. I'll give you this.
Yeah.
And it definitely blew up bigger than anything.
To top it.
What's that?
In 3 years, I think they're going to have to come up with something else to top
it.
Yeah,
if something happens next year, then I'll start thinking, what? It
won't be 1 year because it's too obvious.
It's always 2 years apart.
When they called up the fake winners,
But they have to do something different. It's not like someone's going to have a fist fight next year, right?
No.
Next year they'll do something completely weird that'll get the big buzz.
I mean, there was all these conspiracies with Taylor and Kanye.
I say it'll be 3-4 years, they'll do something else crazy.
The problem is they're going to have to keep outdoing themselves, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think they outdid the last, viral thing they did.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm sorry, most of this crap is manufactured, especially Hollywood. That's what they do. That's their goddamn job.
Manufacturing is their number one business.
Yeah, manufacturing drama. That's what they do.
Yeah. Look, if it was revealed that it was all faked, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Where do you sit, Nicole?
I'm not really sure. I mean, Zach and I have kind of talked this to death, and I've talked to other people too, but I don't know if it was real or not. I feel like it was mostly on real, but I told Zach, I feel like Will Smith had a lot of, not excusing it, but I feel like he had a lot of reasons to do it, and I feel like a lot of them come back to just his personal life being on blast the last couple of years for everything that happened with Jada, and that's probably
because
he was
the only way I'm buying it was real is he was on cocaine that night.
The whole thing too is she came out and told the whole world that she cheated on him because he would have known if she was cheating on him if he had loved her.
Sadly,
And so
I've not
now
heard
he's
all
gotta,
this
like,
stuff too. And
do-
you know what? This is why they get rewarded, because now everyone knows all their like drama and all the. They're just getting so much attention.
I just
true.
feel like now Will's got to be like doing all of this toxic masculinity bullshit, or else she's gonna go and fuck August again.
I don't know who August is, but okay.
That's the one she was fucking.
Why does he care?
What?
Why does he care? He's Will Smith.
I don't know.
He's Will Smith and she's a bald chick. I mean, I'm pretty sure he can go and find somebody to sleep with.
Well, I mean, allegedly
30
after
years
all of
younger.
this stuff came out, they said they had
With
an
hair.
open relationship.
With lots of good hair.
So who knows?
with the best locks in town. It's pretty wild. Either way, if they did manufacture it, they did a good job. Let's say it, put it that way.
I will agree. It's
Yeah,
a good
'cause I don't know if
but
you-
I think it's totally manufactured.
I don't know if you know this, Nick, but like that joke was not in the original script when they did the run
course
through of
it
the
wouldn't be.
Oscars. Because you know
it
they have
needs
like
to be they need to pretend it's a surprise.
Yeah, if they're manufacturing it, they would have to.
But it's in the
not
it's in
put
the
it in script.
original script that Will Smith and Chris Rock saw. They saw the real script.
yeah, and Will Smith was not at like the dress rehearsal either.
Oh, so yeah, they can give him commands like that. They can give him,
I mean,
stage directions.
how many
I think those are called
actors
stage directions?
are at the rehearsal anyways? Like the ones that are just nominees and stuff. They don't have time to be at
I'm
the
just putting
rehearsal.
information out there. That's
Yeah.
why I said I'm pretty on the fence of whether or not it was real. Like I said, there's a lot of personal shit that Will and Jada have had put out into the world in the last couple of years. I
How
mean,
much
Zoe
have you-
Kravitz just got outed for being a pedophile because she was having
I
a
don't know who that
relationship
is.
with Will Smith's son when she was 24 and he was 14.
Is
I
this
don't know
Lenny
who that is.
Kravitz's daughter?
It's the one that was just in Batman. So yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but I still think even some of the drama you get is manufactured. This, their celebrity life.
Oh yeah, I also think there's celebrity
Oh, yeah,
relationships
NDAs
that
and
are
all.
manufactured and not real.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely, 100%. They have contracts where they have to have a fight inside of Jamba Juice once a week or some shit like that.
Mm.
Okay, so let's say we're running the Oscars and the Academy Awards. We got to top the Will Smith smack. What do we do in the next
Hard to
Oscar?
top
2
physical
years
assault.
from now, we have to top it, right? What do we do? And also to make it seem like it's real and not staged. So we gotta get them tweets. We gotta get them news stories. What do we do?
Well,
Okay.
it can't be two guys again. It's got to be the ladies this time,
No.
first of all.
That's actually a good point.
No, that's not where I was going. But I was gonna say
Maybe another
whoever
Janet Jackson
is-
boob incident?
no. Whoever is known to have a good drug problem in
Mm-hmm.
an actor, somebody that's known but has tried to correct his life,
Okay.
is in the he loses. He strips naked and starts screaming crazy shit.
That sounds like some shit Machine Gun Kelly would do now.
Yeah. No, I feel like that's too obvious because that's the immediate thing I went through is somebody's naked.
Yeah, but on drugs, like wildly on drugs.
I just think that's too obvious. Too easy.
I mean, I feel like Lady Gaga's done most things.
Oh, poop on stage.
No.
On stage.
I just
You
feel
gotta
like
get an
now with
excuse.
Oh,
this
somebody
happening-
poops their pants on stage.
Well, they're
How are you going to get Joe Biden there?
They have to get drunk.
But hear me out. That's a pretty good one. Pooping or peeing their pants on stage. Like somebody
No.
goes up to accept awards and
just
has an
gross.
accident.
That's just gross. That's not...
Somebody that is okay with the attention.
No. No. Nick, tell him no.
Okay, Zach.
Because I was going to say, with
Okay,
the
what-
fact that, like...
Someone's got to fuck a corpse on stage.
I'm
We
trying
don't know
to be
the
realistic
reasoning yet.
here because the security...
That's 10 years down the road. That's when we got.
security is going to be beefed up now at the Oscars because the security just let Will Smith walk on stage and hit Chris Rock.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying like it can't be like an altercation because
Okay,
now
how
they
about
got to
just
pretend
somebody-
like they're protecting people, right?
Somebody rejects the Oscar and just throws it into the crowd.
That's actually not bad. Like, somebody just has a really negative, like,
They don't think
this
they
is
should have won.
bullshit.
This is all
Fuck
bullshit.
this
The
Academy
Academy's
Awards.
bullshit.
Oh, yeah,
I
and
never
they-
wanted this. And
Yeah.
tosses it.
And
I like that.
And since Jada was boycotting it for like 6 years because of like racism, that's what it should be. Like somebody's like a white person should go on stage and like just like totally have a meltdown about like the systemic racism in like the Oscars and throw their award.
Yeah, and race into it. Oh yeah, that's perfect. That's
No. Here's where it gets super viral. See, they throw the reward in disgust of the awards, right? For the systemic racism, and they hit a black guy with it.
They hit Chris Rock with it.
It has to be a bald black woman.
Perfect. Chris Rock.
Gotta knock her wig off.
Chris Rock's like, God damn, I'm done with these Oscars. Just Chris Rock every year has something happen to him.
No, next time it's gotta be Chris Tucker.
Okay, because next year everyone's gonna watch it because of this year, and so
that's why they're doing this.
The bigger thing is they have like Chris Rock on it, and they say jokes about Chris Rock and stuff.
They won't do it next year because they'll already have an audience. It's when the audience starts to.
No. That's what I'm saying. They'll do like Chris Rock jokes, and they might have Chris Rock on to do a skit or something, and they'll have plenty of views from that. So it's 2 years from now for sure. Something will happen.
Well, did you guys hear about the conspiracy? Because Pfizer.
I did see that.
Was sponsoring it, so
Yes.
they wanted a big crowd and everything because of COVID. So they wanted something juicy to happen, and that's part of the reason some people think this is staged, because Pfizer was the #1 sponsor.
I don't get the logic.
There was another connection with it.
Just because they want attention? They don't need attention. People are going to get the vaccine. It's not like they don't have to market that shit.
There was something else to it that made sense.
Yeah, so far the conspiracy theory as described.
Well, I don't really know what this conspiracy theory is. I just know that it was like Pfizer wanted to.
You know what,
make it a big
bro?
thing.
Birds aren't real. How about that?
We have 3.
Not real. They're watching us at all times.
They're asleep right now.
The grander scheme.
I really need you to spell Pfizer right, for the love of God.
It automatically corrected it for her. That's why I didn't care.
Yeah. Google has fixed stupid people.
This is
old because it's bringing up Selma.
I gotta get this shit out of here.
Okay, I don't care. We don't need it.
There was
What's
some
the
other
next thing?
deeper thing behind it, but yeah. It was something about like Will Smith or Jada Pinkett, or one of them.
Pfizer alopecia conspiracy.
That's what it was.
Because
Alopecia.
because Pfizer has started to come out with
Alopecia medicine.
Yeah.
I see.
So they wanted to bring a lot of attention to alopecia. See, that makes more sense now, right?
I feel like when they come out, when it actually works,
Yes,
they're gonna actually play this as a commercial and be like, "Has this ever happened to you?"
Yeah, they're like, somehow Smith Slap was used to drum up support for a new Pfizer alopecia drug.
Has Chris Rock ever told a terrible joke about your condition and been bitch slapped for it?
So she has alopecia.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Guys are just balding or bald.
Yeah, hers is an autoimmune disorder. That's what alopecia is. There's a couple of different kinds of alopecia. One is for losing it because of an autoimmune disorder, and then there's another thing called tension alopecia, which happens when you do like hairstyles that are too tight on the head, or you wear wigs a lot, and that just brings a lot of tension and causes like what looks like a receding hairline because you start to lose hair around the front there where all the tension is.
Did she say what she had?
So
hers is the autoimmune disorder one.
Okay, she actually has the autoimmune
Yes.
disorder. Okay.
So, but yeah, they came out with a drug that's an oral supplement.
So this wouldn't help bald guys?
No, it's specifically for alopecia, not balding.
So many men are just sighing now.
Yeah, and the drug is for treatment for immunoinflammatory diseases. So it can help with alopecia, but it's not just for that. It's for any immunoinflammatory diseases.
And they're coming out with a drug that increases your bitch slap capabilities.
So
That's just
this was
crazy.
a really good deal for them.
It increases the slap mechanics that you have.
Yeah, you can really take a slap.
Oh, I was saying your ability to slap. Also,
No.
that's the third drug is they have one to take a slap.
Yeah.
It increases your
Chris Rock would
cheek
be like,
toughness.
But that was the other thing why people were thinking it might be fake is because of the whole Pfizer alopecia thing.
Now, if in 2 years the Oscars has big drama,
I don't think it'll be two. When did the?
I'm
I think it
thinking
was
two,
Moonlight
mate.
was the. When was Moonlight? When did that win?
Moonlight, what?
That was the one where it was the fake one. Like they faked him out. 2016, so it probably won in 2017. So that's been 5 years. 5 years before the last time they pulled some big stunt.
So every 4 to 5 years, you think?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yep.
That one.
Where
Yeah.
they gave him the wrong one, yeah.
Yeah.
It's about 5
Because
years.
they had the same thing happen in one of those Miss America contests.
Yeah.
And
Because
then,
they saw that it worked.
yeah, and the Grammys had the Taylor Swift Kanye thing.
Yeah, and there was one where... Because they did this in the movie one, and then like maybe like a year before, there was some other viral... Like, I think they mispronounced something or something. I forget what it was, but everyone was pointing to that as like, okay, I saw this go viral, and like, let's create our own viral.
Clearly not as memorable as the Will Smith slap, though. This one will last them a while.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Which is why I think they have to have something memorable for next year, but not like a big stunt like this. Just so, like, the people who come to watch it expecting drama get a little bit of drama.
They'll have an in memoriam for Will Smith's career.
Oh, that's actually...
His career's over.
Will Smith is dropped out of the Academy Awards. Like, he's not
You'd
a
be-
part of it or something. It just came out today.
You'd be surprised, like, I think they did polling. There's a good percentage of the country that supports Will Smith.
Yeah, I know, it's wild.
Yeah, it's something I was talking with my trainer about. Like, honestly, even if it wasn't staged, or if it was staged, like, what does Will Smith have to lose? Like, nobody's going to stop casting him in things. They cast, like, rapists and molesters all the time, are still in
He's not going to lose any work. No.
He's not going to lose any work.
Yeah.
He's not going to lose any money.
I think he was wrong, but, you know, it's not, like, the worst thing hitting a guy.
No, and he came out with an apology really quickly, too. Oh, there was another Academy Award where two people fist fought each other, and they did go to jail.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah, I got
That sounds like that one wasn't staged because people went to jail.
Yeah.
Or they
somebody
weren't
punched someone.
A-list actors, so it didn't matter.
It was two black guys.
That was the biggest thing that, like, if this wasn't staged, is, like, Will Smith would just get away with it, of course. Like, there's no consequences for him slapping somebody. There's no assault or battery charges for it.
Of course not.
I mean, I think Chris Rock would have to...
Prearranged.
Yeah. Chris Rock would have to press charges, I think, but, you know.
No, actually, I don't think that's technically not right.
Yeah, I was like,
No?
They can prosecute without him. It's a crime.
'Cause it's
against the
battery,
state
no
to let
matter
people
what.
Going around smacking people, but it's L.A.
Oh, I'm sorry. It
and
was
they
two
have
white guys. It was Kid Rock and Tommy
prosecutorial
Lee.
Discretion.
What? I'm sorry, what did you say, Nick, at the end there?
I mean, they have discretion to prosecute who they want. And
Yeah.
I think L.A. is known to be super freaking corrupt, right?
Yeah, they're not going to prosecute Will Smith.
Yeah, so it was...
Will Smith will slip them a little bit of money, say, hey, look, well, nothing needs to come of this.
Yeah, so...
No, the Academy Awards slipped them money, but...
Yeah, that's true. They already slipped them money. Pre-hand.
Yeah, this was the VMAs. But it was, never mind, it was Kid Rock versus Tommy Lee. And...
Was this like a Pamela Anderson beef?
I think so. But Kid Rock did get a misdemeanor battery charge. Because he did punch him. It wasn't a slap.
It's always guys fighting over girls.
Yeah. Ooh, what if there's a gay drama in the next one?
Oh, that would be a good one.
Up the ante. Guys fighting over a guy. Or girls fighting over a girl.
Oh, actually, there's a whole bunch of them. There's a whole list.
Alright, well, we covered the must-be-covered slap. I knew you would have heard of it. The other thing, did you hear anything about this? You follow economics, so I'm assuming you did hear this about the nickel futures that were shorted, and they just basically went
Very little, but yeah, I did hear.
Like
I think they canceled the.
Yeah, they basically did what they did with GameStop, and they're like, we're just gonna stop people from buying it and cancel all the orders.
Yeah, I haven't followed it much more than that, but.
I mean, that's essentially what happened. Is there was a ginormous short position from, I think it was a Chinese broker or something, and it was just going to cause a massive problem, just like the GameStop, and so they just went,
Well, there are things you can do that are illegal in trading, right?
What's that?
There are things you can do that are illegal in trading. Like, you're not allowed to, like, I think people have tried it before, like buying all the nickel and then shorting nickel.
Yeah, I'm just saying, he just had a big short position and was going to destroy the market, basically, because it started squeezing. And so they just halted it, stopped people from buying it, and let him get out of his position. Which essentially is coming back around to, like, the stock market is completely corrupt and useless.
I wouldn't say useless, but it's pretty corrupt.
Well,
like anything with money in it is going to be corrupt.
I would say useless if the average person can't really use it without having the burden of corruption. You might be able to make money on the stock market, don't get me wrong, but the odds are against you.
Yeah.
Especially if you're trying to do anything short term. And by short term, I mean like 2 to 3 years short term or less.
Yeah.
But I thought that was interesting, especially because it was just like a whole entire repeat where they're just like, fuck it. We won't let people buy this thing that's squeezing.
Yeah, they've done that before with other things. Like flash crashes, they cancel the trades.
Yeah. It's just wild. It just completely defeats the purpose of a short position, though. Like, the whole point of the short position is you're betting against it.
I always thought it was crazy that, like, the market closes at it only runs from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Yeah, that's another thing that, unless you're rich enough to be able to do it in aftermarket. Once again, it's against retail.
Right.
It is really weird. Why isn't it just 24/7? I don't, like, it's all digital now.
The idea is people are supposed to go home and have lunch. And, like, dinner. Like, they don't want people just glued to the screen.
I guess, but it
like
doesn't.
Some actual countries, like, they actually close for 1 hour during lunchtime.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But I mean, so much of it's like algorithmic trading anyways. A lot of the people don't even need to be at the screen.
In this day and age, it could just be 100%, 24/7. Trade what you want to trade. Like, I want to trade you A for B, then that's it. I want to give you money for your stock. Like, it shouldn't be more complex than that.
But they always do make it more complex than they... But anyways, yeah. Another interesting development that you'll be interested to hear, because this is sort of a personal development.
Okay.
So, Progressive, because now I can talk shit about them because I don't work for them.
Okay.
So I got a Facebook ad that was there's a lawsuit against Progressive.
Uh-huh.
So, like, I don't know if you've ever had, like, an email or contact for this where they're like, hey, have you had this happen? Like, lawyers looking for people who've had this. Uh-huh. So I clicked on it, and it's they're being sued for not paying overtime.
Oh.
Now, here's the thing. We were salaried and always told we were exempt workers. But this is specifically for exempt salary workers. So
I don't understand.
So, exactly. So I signed up for the lawsuit and everything, and the lawyers contacted me.
Okay.
So the reason they're being sued for this is because exempt, you can only be considered exempt if you're not expected to work overtime. If you're usually not supposed to work the overtime. If it's constant overtime, then you no longer are an exempt employee. And this is the second time Progressive has been sued for this. And they won the first one.
Really? Okay.
So it's a willful, what did he call it? A willful...
They're just doing it because it's cheaper to hire people force them to work the overtime.
They know they're breaking the law at this point.
And then just
Right.
deal with the consequences later of settling.
Yeah, they save more money paying the lawsuit than
Exactly.
paying the overtime. I
Yep.
Gotcha.
Which I'm sure they do because only people in the lawsuit will get paid as opposed to every single person who does overtime. Right?
Yeah. Did you know what the payout was for the last time they...
I have not looked that up, but...
To the individual person.
He did describe exactly how it works, though. Basically, they have a pool of money, and you submit how much overtime you think you worked over the course of the lawsuit. So, like, if the lawsuit's for, like, the 2 years, and, it's during the 2 years I worked for Progressive, I submit, like, I worked average 5 hours a week or something like that, overtime.
No, Zach, you work day and night.
yeah. But I'm saying you submit what you do, and... They try to verify as much as they can, and then they pay you out of this pool, basically.
Oh, you got to tell him, like, how Progressive made you clock in and out, and I say that with parentheses or quotation marks.
Yeah, we didn't really clock in and out at all, really. But we had a phone system that we logged into and logged out of.
That's dumb.
So it's slightly a way they track time, but it's not really that accurate. I mean, there were times when I would have that thing on over a weekend. So I had never logged in. Or out, I mean.
Oh, that's good. You can claim a lot of
I'll be like, shit, that's like, what, 72 hours overtime? If that's what you're using as your tracking system.
Interesting. See, that's not salaried to me. Like, I don't clock in anything.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's just because we used a thing that you had to log in, and that's also like... You would log out of, like, you would go in and unavailable and stuff, because if you're unavailable, you took calls from customers.
Well, then, hey, you were technically on call that weekend.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I wouldn't be unavailable, but I would be in the system as unavailable.
No.
Yeah, and there was like that.
As available.
Actually, I think I have been in. If you're unavailable and you get a call and don't answer it, it puts you in unavailable.
Gotcha.
And then you had that weird timesheet that you filled out.
Yeah, so we also had, like, timesheets. But they're basically, like, just had your scheduled hours on it. If you worked, say I worked, like, 5 hours extra on a day, right? I would not edit that sheet. We were never told to edit the sheet. But if I worked 5 hours less in a day, we were always told to go in and, like, change that timesheet. Which makes me think, like, this is, like, part of the reason they're being sued. Like, shady hour stuff. I always thought that was weird, but I was like, I guess they were salary, so what the fuck does it matter?
Yeah, exactly. Huh.
But that's what I always felt like corporations do, is they use salary and then just force you to work overtime all the time. But we'll see what the payout is on this. It'll be interesting.
Maybe it can fuel a few more months of unemployment.
Hey! Well, it'll probably take a year or so before it completes, though, anyways.
I don't like your negativity.
And then you got to find somewhere else to sign up for that'll get sued.
Yeah, see, this is why I'm just going lawsuit to lawsuit, Nick. Gosh.
This is more live, love, laugh. I like it.
You're gonna be the new Slippin' Jimmy.
Live, laugh, sue.
Live, laugh, sue. This is my motto. But yeah, I thought that was wild. I did not think. I just always have been told if I'm salary, like your hours don't really matter, but apparently they fucking do. If you have to work overtime all the time, and it's an Ohio specific lawsuit, like they're specifically suing the Ohio version of Progressive.
Interesting.
Yeah. Which is why I got the ad, because obviously I probably had that I had worked for Progressive on my Facebook, and they had targeted ads.
Oh yeah.
Which is smart for the lawyers, because they're trying to. They probably get paid out as the more people on there.
You know, if you don't find work, you could always go into adult entertainment.
Oh, Nick, join my OnlyFans.
No,
yeah, I was just gonna say
you want to be in person on a little pole. I'd come tip you.
Oh, in person pool. Is there even a male strip club in Columbus?
I don't know.
I don't think there is.
Zach, so I've read before there was once a male strip club in Vegas, and it shut down for a lack of customers. the difference between men and women in the world.
And that'll tell you that there's definitely not one in Columbus.
Yeah, that tells you there's not one there.
How many male strip clubs are there in the world? I kind of want to look this up.
I think that's more of a movie thing than it is a real thing.
Right? Like, I don't
think those things are really a thing.
Like, it doesn't need to be like Magic Mike, but you have a great tush.
Chippendales, I guess, is the thing.
Yes.
List of gentlemen's clubs, but what is the...
Yeah, when I just Googled male strip club, they're all for women.
They're like, shut up,
like,
those don't exist, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, gentlemen's club is what I get for my location. Like I said, I don't think they're really that much of a thing.
They're so not a thing, Google doesn't even know what I'm talking about.
They last for like a year or two.
They're like, you want to see...
Open them, then they go out of business.
They're like, you want to see abs and man thighs?
They're like, yes, males go to strip clubs. We understand. Here's the strip clubs. Go to them.
Yeah. And see, like, you'd think maybe
you wanted titties, right?
But I don't think they do. I think they just go straight to sex. They don't need the guy stripping.
Yeah, this is very true. That's funny, though. Yeah, Googling this did not really work.
Okay, guess we're going to OnlyFans. Have all your jujitsu buddies sign up.
Sounds good. Let's advertise my OnlyFans.
Yeah, well, remember OnlyFans was trying to rebrand not too long ago because they were, like, trying to show that they're like, oh, watch makeup tutorials on OnlyFans. You should do, like, jujitsu.
Exactly trying to rebrand.
What's that?
Their original intent. Originally, OnlyFans was supposed to be more like Patreon.
Yeah. And it became a sex
just porn
thing.
stars flocked to it because it was easy to pay your Patreon, right? And it just so happened to be, well, that works really well for, porn.
It happened to work
like,
well for
this
porn.
This isn't actually what we wanted the whole time. It makes money, but that's not what we were
Because I've gotten
that's kind of interesting.
OnlyFans ads on YouTube, but it's always like girls doing makeup tutorials or like fashion hauls, and it's like I'm like YouTube. Are you advertising YouTube? What do you know what OnlyFans is?
And OnlyFans is a name that could work for everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so damn associated with porn now that you think OnlyFans is porn.
Like I said, it was definitely like a Patreon. That's what Patreon is. It's basically the fans of like a YouTube star wants more content. That's what they were trying to do. They wanted to be like that.
Yeah, and then COVID hit, and it became overly saturated with people that were trying to be like, oh, I'm cute, I can make money, and like,
Hey man, they failed up though. Their business didn't work like they planned on, but it worked.
And some of their like top 1% of earners don't even do nudes.
That is wild to me, to pay for OnlyFans and not even get nude
some of
content.
this stuff is like, it's just like $25 like for a month, or maybe even more than that depending on what the person does. They can charge like $5 a month if they wanted to, and it's just the additional content of a content creator that you already like.
Yeah.
Just depends.
I don't
that's
know.
What
It
they
doesn't
say,
make
like,
any sense.
Most people on OnlyFans fail because they don't have...
Nicole, it's sounding like you suspiciously know a little too much about these business models.
Yes.
Don't you need to tell me about your OnlyFans account?
No.
I'm looking up OnlyFans now.
No. But
Nicole Bang Bang.
Why would it have such a bad handle?
I don't know. That was the first thing that came to me.
No, but like really what they say with OnlyFans is the way to be successful is if you already are a social media influencer, essentially. It's the only way to be popular on OnlyFans.
Zach,
you can't start an OnlyFans and then think you're going to get famous from that.
You have to have following.
You already have to have a following and then make them go to OnlyFans.
Like Nick said, it basically works like Patreon, but for porn.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have fans already.
Yeah. Like, I think it was the one chick from, there's something on YouTube called, like, the Vlog Squad, but there's, like, a girl on it. Her name is, like, Tana or something like that.
Yeah.
But she's literally in the 1% of OnlyFans earners, and allegedly she has never shown nudes on her OnlyFans.
That's weird. I do
Just
see...
very sexy going out photos.
Because I follow a lot of magic people. There are a lot of magic chicks that, like, I will see come up in my feed that are clearly OnlyFans, and that's, like... They do, like, magic streaming, and then probably make all their money from OnlyFans. bring in the nerds from streaming, and then the streamers.
Oh,
are like,
yeah.
"Ooh."
Hot girls that cosplay,
wanna-
fucking forget about it. They make so much fucking money. Mm-mm.
Alright, so I got a cosplay too, Nick.
Okay.
Well, we need to get
I'm
you
gonna
your ass
cosplay
back.
as Will Smith
That's blackface.
and smack.
Yeah, that's blackface. You can't do that.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you, Nick.
I didn't say I had to do blackface, but okay. I could have worn a mask, guys. There's other ways.
And Nick, is that still blackface if you wear a mask?
Does that count? I don't.
Is that blackface?
I feel like
I
it.
don't know.
No.
Nowadays, probably
Loophole. We
blackface.
got a loophole.
Loophole.
I feel like it'd be racist.
That's a good question. Is that blackface?
I don't like it. We need to get away from
Here's a
this.
question: has any black actor tried to do whiteface?
Yes, white chicks. There's a
Yeah.
whole movie.
shit, yeah.
There's a whole movie
I'm
about it.
offended about that. You're right.
And ain't nobody mad about it. And it's very ridiculous and doesn't look like they're actually white people at all.
I think that's why they did it, though.
You have to, like, suspend a lot of disbelief in watching that
Well, okay,
movie.
you know what? At the time, yes. But nowadays, that's kind of what white women look like on social media. They look like they took black people features, bought them from a
No, they
cosmetic
look
person,
pretty
put 'em on them.
fucking fake.
But that's what they look like now. That's what I'm talking about. Real people
No.
look like them now.
It's-
Because they get botched ass surgeries trying to look like they're not white.
You know what? Yeah, they kind of look a little...
I've seen
But you can
exact
kind of see,
women.
like, the black skin around, like, the eyes and stuff, where it
Looks
looks...
like eyeliner.
But you're right, they do look a little more realistic nowadays. They look like
Because that's
somebody
what
who
social
had
media,
too much surgery.
Yeah, too much botched ass surgery.
You know what? Looking at it again, they look a little more believable nowadays.
Yeah, it's like
I'll give you that one.
Yeah, it's all those white girls trying to get surgery and do what's called blackfishing.
Blackfishing. Huh?
I gotta Google white chicks now.
Yeah, take a look at it. Add in movie, probably. That's what I did.
But seriously though, they look like botched white influencers
Yeah, they kind of
look
do.
Terrible.
who like went into the uncanny valley.
But they do kind of look like they're real people, but like, yeah, exactly what she described. They had too much surgery, and they look plastic now.
Yeah, like too much filler and all that stuff.
So,
Like at the time, it wasn't very believable because women looked like all the girls in the background of that photo that you just had pulled up.
Yeah.
But like
So-
nowadays, I don't know.
what's funny is you can make white chicks, but you can't make the movie Black Chicks. And you know exactly what I mean by the movie Black Chicks.
Two undercover dudes.
Yeah,
Kind of
two
black
undercover
Who would play
wolf.
the two,
white
the
dudes.
two women in that?
Huh?
Who
What?
do you think would play the undercover women in that?
Who would be the white
white guys? Yeah, who are the white guys?
and white chicks?
Yeah.
The Wayans brothers.
Okay. Now here's another question. No. What?
Are you talking about
I
if
know
we
who the
made a
guys
movie?
are. I'm saying, yeah, if you
Oh,
made the
okay.
movie.
Well, Channing
Black Chicks.
Tatum. Obviously,
Channing Tatum,
he's in
there
everything.
you go.
Yeah. Channing Tatum and The Rock.
The Rock. Well, The
Dude.
Rock is. He's not white, is he? I don't
No,
know what
he's
The Rock
Samoan.
He's
So no.
Samoan.
No, but
But it was just a
Channing
funny...
Channing Tatum already went undercover as a high schooler.
Yeah,
so
it was
He's
a
the
funny
whitest
combo.
white guy that can- I think like what's Jason Bateman.
Oh, that's a good one. Jason
He's too
Bateman.
old.
Yeah, he is kind of older now.
And
You
then,
need
like,
younger.
Basically, now I never watched White Chicks, but they were basically pretending to be like a Paris Hilton type.
Yes.
So if you made
Paris
the movie Black
Hilton
Chicks-
and Nicole, oh my god, I'm blanking on her last name.
whatever her name
Nicole
is,
Richie.
I don't care.
Yeah. Cool,
If
Richie.
you made the movie Black Chicks, who would they basically be riffing on? Who would they try to be pretend? to
Probably
be?
the Kardashians.
This is gonna get racist. We
But-
should.
But they're not black, that's the only thing.
Yeah, so yeah, it has
They're
to be, like,
Armenian. But it would...
a-
Yeah, Kim
now, it has to be a
Kardashians. Yeah,
definitively
Kardashians.
black person. Is there
Beyonce?
no
I don't know, but
definitively
she's
black women
old.
Jada Smith.
Stop.
That's easy for a man to do. They can go bald. They can
Yeah,
rock
it's
the bald
true.
look.
Yeah, who would they like?
If they had made black chicks at the same time that they made white chicks, it definitely would have been like a Destiny's Child type thing.
Yeah.
They were much younger at the time.
Oh yeah, like Rihanna and stuff like that. Some Some kind of just
Yeah, it would have been
famous
like
singer or
Nicki
actor.
Minaj, Beyonce, Rihanna
Yeah.
type thing.
There you go.
Yeah. Now, could you imagine Jason Bateman trying to pretend to be
Rihanna or Beyonce.
You know, there would be a whole 20-minute scene of them stuffing his ass.
Yeah, there would be a twerking scene for sure.
Yeah, you know, I never watched White Chicks. I might watch Black Chicks.
We're writing the movie right now.
I don't like it, though. We should back away from it.
We should back away from this. Hey.
Oh.
I think we should end the podcast. I'm canceling
She
us
means
for
permanently.
I'm canceling us for us.
We shouldn't be able to continue after this.
Cancel culture has stepped in.
She never heard the unaired.
The chat.
She hasn't heard the unaired episodes.
What are you talking about? We did a whole unaired episode when we were in California from drinking too much, and it just became... It was all dead bodies and stuff.
Okay, you were part
I
of
don't
one.
remember it, honestly.
We've had a few where like this is too bad. Like
No. And then,
even for our standards,
and
this
then
isn't good.
Even Chloe was like, "Are you guys going to stop drinking?" And then she went to bed, and I was like, "Nick, take a shot with me."
Which reminds me, Joe or Baiju, however you
Baiju.
say it, is definitely not any. It's by Joe, right?
Yeah, by Joe.
But it's kind of like spelled like it's Jew, but by Joe is how you say it.
J-I-U.
Yeah, but that's a Joe sound, right?
Joe, it's Mandarin, so like they have pinyin. That's
Yeah,
kinda
we
how you say
found
Joe.
My Joe, but we know by Joe.
Yeah, there's some called My Joe at the one store, but no by Joe.
What is my Joe?
I don't know.
And you want to know what's funny is the Hispanic guy that was working at the Asian market knew exactly what we were talking about.
Oh, he's definitely drunk with.
And he was
Yes.
one of the Asian guys told us to ask him because he would know if they had it or not. And he was like looking at me like, and he was doing like imitation of drinking it and how fucked up you get when you drink like just a little bit of Baiju.
He's like, "You drink
like,
that?"
I know.
Yeah. He's like, the amount he showed, I was like, yeah, I drank that amount like 20 or 30 times in a row.
He was just laughing at us and everything, but the guy that we originally asked, he didn't speak English. And so he literally told us to go find a guy with a hat. Like, he kept pointing to his hat and then pointing at the deli.
Yeah, we're playing some goddamn charades to try and find Baiju.
Yeah, so, and then we realized that there was a guy with a backwards hat at the deli, and he's like, oh, he wants us to go talk to him, because even though the guy was Hispanic and he spoke mostly Spanish, he was the person that spoke the most English out of the entire grocery store.
That's hilarious.
But so far we couldn't find it.
Chloe, like, I think figured out why, or explained why, is like, in Ohio it's harder to get a liquor license. Like, in California it's easy, so grocery stores just have them.
Oh, that makes sense.
So they don't sell that.
The Asian
They
markets,
stuff.
because it has enough alcohol, do we have to have a different license too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
There's
well,
different levels.
there's beer and wine, and then there's liquor.
Yeah, exactly.
I said, if hopefully I'll remember to bring it in December.
I'll try and remind you. Like, Tasuki has, like, all kinds of sake and stuff, and it was just such Japanese stuff, so I was like, it's probably not going to be here anyways, but...
And then we went to the Sunrise Market, which had this... So there was literally, like, 70% of the store was Asian food, and then 30% of the store, they had, like, 3 aisles that was all full of Hispanic stuff. There was more Hispanic food at the Asian market than there was at like a Kroger.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, we need to start coming here because I'm tired of just looking at tacos every time I go to Kroger trying to find Hispanic food.
Ooh, I'm going to try to make some pork belly too.
Oh yeah, we got a steamer so we can do buns. We got some steam buns.
And I think it's actually pretty easy if you make it.
It seems like
it's just a mix of like soy sauce. Ask Chloe.
It seems like mostly the sauce is what matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can
it's basically just a big thing of bacon.
Right?
Yeah. You just cut it up and put the sauce on it and cook it.
Yeah, I got one recipe if you want to do it in the oven.
And then make rice to go with it.
And then I have another recipe if you want to do it on the stovetop.
Yeah, I'm excited to make some of that.
It's in a wok. It's not authentic if it's not in a wok.
Oh, you think I got a fucking wok, man?
You used to.
Do I?
You had a wok.
I think it broke, though.
Oh. But the one...
And to make it really authentic, Zach, you gotta find a duck. And you gotta hang it around your window.
I don't think I could emotionally.
A few dead ducks. That makes it authentic.
This is the only way.
I've raised too many ducks. I cannot.
All right. Well, anything else for the for the podcast that you can think of? Any other important news?
Any important news?
Anyone else slap a bitch?
Are you calling Chris Rock a bitch?
No.
I got nothing.
All right. Well, I guess that's a good way to end it then.
All right. Well, it would be better if we had something to end it on strong, but...
Okay, well...
No one's listening anyways.
In that case, let's end it on... necrophilia.
I hate you.
Does the body good.
Wait. I got it. Okay. If you could bang anyone not living but dead, who would it be? Not like they're actually dead,
I refuse
but if
to
they
be a
were
part
alive.
of this.
Oh, wait. Before I answer that question, there was a funny joke on TikTok where it was like, if you could have dinner with anybody dead or alive, which would you do? And the person just looked at him and goes, well, I would prefer alive. But anyways, say your question again.
Okay. You can bang any dead person. Who would it be? But not like actually dead. Like, they'd be alive at the time.
If you could bang any person from the past.
Yes. And
okay.
Here's another question before we get to this.
Uh-huh.
Is it considered necrophilia if you've traveled back in time and bang a dead person?
But they're alive when you travel back in time. Because the way you said it sounds like you're still just banging a dead body.
Yeah, but I guess it's not exactly necrophilia.
No, it's not necrophilia at all. They're alive. You just traveled in time.
Technically, they're dead to you. Kinda.
The way you said that sounds like you could be like really mad at somebody and like they're dead to you, so you could sleep with them, and that's necrophilia.
Does that count?
Is that we need our where's Corey when you need him?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So if I could go back in time and have sex with any dead person, who would I pick?
Yeah.
So yeah, the obvious like go-to answer I feel like anybody would say is like Marilyn Monroe, but that wouldn't be my choice. I would try and go back.
I don't actually think she was that good looking.
I would go back to like Cleopatra just for the experience.
I was thinking that, but I would probably go just for like to say it was what you banged Cleopatra. But here's the thing: how clean were those people? What was their bathing like?
Go away, biting.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Aim for the 50s just because they took showers regularly.
But the ancient Egyptians, I feel like when you're at that level of Cleopatra, you're probably pretty clean.
Yeah, maybe. Then I'd go Cleopatra. Although, also, how good looking was she?
Dude, you're rolling dice with that one, right?
Yeah.
You don't fucking know. Because, like, what their beauty standards were is completely different from nowadays. Or, I got it. Joan of Arc for the scandal.
Joan of Arc. Oh, I'd go, okay.
Mother Mary.
No, I was going to say Queen Elizabeth I, the Virgin Queen.
Oh,
yeah.
I was going with the Virgin. Or Mary Magdalene.
Yeah. Before she had Jesus. That's
and then I could say, it was my baby.
She telling Joseph a story, I know.
That wasn't no miracle, baby.
There we go. Now, Nicole, you got to offer somebody up.
She's left. She's gone. She was. After we brought up necrophilia, she's like, I'm out.
Now, since we said they would be alive at the time, we established that's not really necrophilia.
Yeah, but she's too far gone. But we'll answer for her. Who would she pick in time as a male?
You will not?
She says you will not? Then you gotta answer this question.
I have to pee. What is the question?
Who would you go back in time and have sex with? Male. Like, they have to be dead now, so you have to pick a male. We're talking Cleopatra
Why?
was our pick.
I don't want to have sex with anyone. I didn't even want the guy touching me during our massage.
But you have to pick somebody. This is the point of the
I
question.
don't want to fuck anyone.
She says Julius Caesar.
No.
Julius Caesar?
He
So
gives
we're-
small dick
we're
energy.
both banging the couple.
He said, yeah,
We're like a swinging
that's the couple. At this point, we're
Does it
swingers.
have to be a man?
No, it doesn't have to be a man. Who would you bang? It was just different if it was a man because we were picking women. But
I'm trying to think. They have to be dead, so I'm trying to think.
Hitler, maybe she could stop
Hitler.
the war. Hitler was getting really good stuff. No, before he started it.
But
Maybe
when he was
she
an
could fuck
artist,
him out of the Holocaust, right? But yeah, no. I'm saying,
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure he was both at
If
the
he's
same
getting
time.
Good on the regular, maybe he wouldn't have been so mad.
Maybe
Like
you could
killing
fix the
baby
world.
Hitler, but instead,
You know what?
wanting to do
I guess
the
if it was a
Holocaust.
guy, Kurt Cobain.
Kurt Cobain. That's a
Yeah.
Kurt Cobain,
that's a good choice.
solid.
Okay, that's
Although again, I'm gonna.
I
go
never
with,
got to live out like my 90s drugged out grunge fantasy era, so I feel like that would be good.
But here's the same thing I asked about Cleopatra. Even though he's in the 90s, I feel like that guy did not take a regular shower.
he also did take
Right?
showers like
I think he had
Cleopatra.
a smell.
I feel
Look
like
at the guy. He had a smell.
he took showers, but like every 2 to 3 days, so you'd have to catch him on a good
I'd
day.
say 2 to 3 weeks.
2 to 3 weeks.
All I'm saying
2 to
is-
3 weeks would go.
You know what?
I
I'm
think
not
you
gonna
would.
say anything.
I think you would.
No, I'm just.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He looked
No,
a little
I
sketchy
gotta
to
go
me.
pee.
I think you would.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
That's not a bad answer, though.
No, that's a good answer.
All right.
Well, okay, we ended it
That's
stronger.
ended it strong. All right.
Strong ending.
All right. Later.
Later.